Hello, guys and gals, me Mudahar, and do you know of a company called 23andMe? Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you ever wanted to get your genetic testing done? Boy, I wonder what slurs I can drop. God damn. Ladies and gentlemen, I've never done genetic testing on the internet simply because it would always come back 102% South Asian or Indian with a 2% margin of error. But for anybody that doesn't know, 23andMe is a publicly held personal genomics and biotechnology company based in South San Francisco, California, where all tech companies hail from. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one of the founders is Ann Wojcicki, who serves as the CEO for it. And you might be wondering, whoa, that name sounds familiar. Yeah, she is the sister to former CEO of YouTube. I believe she formerly was married to Sergey Brin, one of the founders of Google and Alphabet, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, one of the largest data-hungry tech companies in the world. Yeah, they have a relationship to 23andMe, the company literally known for cataloging your DNA. Now again, these are just connections I found on the internet. That doesn't necessarily mean a hard and fast that information's being shared, but I'm a paranoid person on the internet, okay? Anytime I see a connection like this, that alone is what draws me away from using any of this, okay? Now, you can't live in a perfectly private world ever, okay? You can't. It's impossible, all right? Every time you're giving up some data, your name is running through some servers out in the world. So you can always try your level best, okay? Just because we live in a world of no privacy doesn't mean you have to hand your information on a silver platter to every Tom, Dick, and Harry on the streets. You don't have to give your information to 23andMe. But let's go to their website, okay? 23andMe tracks your health and everything. And the way that it does that is you basically sign up for their ancestry service, or you just figure out what you are, okay? So their ancestry service helps track down your genetic code across 2,500 geographic regions. They give you 30 plus trait reports, automatically build a family tree, by the way, because yes, your genome is shared between your family. I can say that my uncle ain't my uncle, but as soon as you sample our DNA, yeah, it'll come out that we're uncle-nephew, all right? That's how it works. So you pay $299 and they send a kit to your house. And I used to think it was like piss or something like that, but you genuinely just give them a piece of your saliva, sends on over to their site, their genetic researchers, dig your sample, process it, and then you can download your quirky little information off the internet. So this is actually useful for some people, like in the genetic lottery we call life, okay? The roguelike we're playing. Sometimes people are born with buffs, and sometimes they're born with debuffs. Debuffs like getting type 2 diabetes. Some people are more susceptible to it, and that's where 23andMe comes in. And then, of course, you might be wondering, God damn, what can I say and what can't I say? It gives you basically where your ancestry is from. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what it is, okay? So why am I getting all into 23andMe and detailing to you how much data they have on each person? Well, because they just got a actual hack, ladies and gentlemen. God damn. Genetics firm 23andMe says user data was stolen in a credential stuffing attack. Ooh. Now, this is something I've been following for a bit, and you might be wondering, why are you always a day or two late? It's because the story needs time to ferment, okay? That's just what it is. Usually with a story like this, I try to catch every side, I try to understand everything before I just shoot my load, okay? It is what it is. Now, a couple days ago, all right, October 4th, they actually said, following a claim that someone gained access to it as selling certain 23andMe customer data, we conducted an investigation. We have not identified any unauthorized access to our system. We will continue to monitor the situation. That was literally 2 days before one of their spokespersons straight up had to say, yeah, we got hacked. It's legitimate. Now, to understand, I traced down where this actual hack was because I feel like trying to get to the source of the truth is what matters to me, okay? So one of the posts over here from one of the hacker websites, I'm not going to be naming names here, actually sheds even more light. October 2nd, they had a post of DNA data of celebrities. 1 million Ashkenazi repost. For those of you who don't know what Ashkenazi means, Ashkenazi refers to Jewish people. All right, Ashkenazi Jews is what they're known as. All right, so there was a bit of Semitic interest in this entire thing. Not only was this posted here, but it was also reposted on Poll. which is probably one of the filthiest containment boards on the internet. So you can imagine what the target here was. Last time there was a list of Jews back in the 30s, things was not good. But anyways, they've got an entire re-upload of 1 million users, focusing mostly on the Ashkenazi trait over here too. Now, for me, I actually ended up tracing this source down and downloading it myself. And this is where things get a little bit wild. So inside over here, I'm going to blur a lot of this out because it does contain really personal information. What I'm not going to blur out specifically are like at least 5 early entries, or at least the ones that are most important to deciphering if a lot of these leaks are fake or real. Because here's the thing, when it comes to a leak and data sets like this being handed out, every journalist almost jumps on board and believes this shit. But you have to actually know what you're looking for in these sources, and you have to look for telltale signs. So for instance, one of the first names that you find over here are Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and Sergey Brin. These are three of the most powerful technological individuals on the internet, in the world even. Elon Musk, for instance, they've got their first last name, not uncommon knowledge. Their sex, not uncommon. Their birth year, also not uncommon. You can dig that shit up on Wikipedia. However, what's interesting is Elon Musk and Sergey Brin share the same first 5 digits, and again, the reason I'm blurring the rest out is because it could be personal information. Okay, so editing Muda here right now, and one thing that I wanted to also look into were the birth years. If you look after the first 4, it seems like everybody else getting 23andMe is like a 1-year-old to maybe 5 years old, which is another dead giveaway that this data set might in fact just be complete and utter horse crap. So again, you got to watch out for these things. What goddamn toddler is getting 23andMe? That doesn't even make any goddamn sense. Yeah, they share the same account ID for some reason. So just right off the bat, when you see shit like that, it makes you question if the leak is actually real, which is wild because 23andMe confirmed some information got leaked out. But over here, we're seeing some pretty massive discrepancies. How can 2 different people share the same account and profile ID? Are Elon Musk and Sergey Brin the same person? Most definitely not, okay, ladies and gentlemen? But of course, they've got focuses on things like Y-DNA, mDNA, which I assume this is like a genetic marker or genetic data that's being handed out. And of course, the rest of the information is where I assume they live or where the testing was initially done. So, obviously places like California, places like, Germany, so on and so forth. That's pretty much the data set, okay? So is there things like usernames, passwords, addresses, phone numbers, all that kind of information? Doesn't appear to be so, at least not in that leak that was purposefully handed out. And by the way, the name for that is Ashkenazi DNA data of celebrities, okay? So again, there is a really heavy focus on Jewish individuals. In fact, even in this data set, they refer to Elon Musk as Ashkenazi Jewish, which I don't know if that's entirely real or not. I tried cross-referencing that with the internet, and nowhere does Elon Musk appear to have like Jewish history or ancestry. I believe he's just South African, Dutch, if anything. But yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to. So why did 23andMe kind of waffle between using the word hack or not? Now, to understand, when we're talking about hacks, we're talking about unauthorized access. So even if you weren't hacked in the Hollywood way of like firing up a million terminal commands and, sending out like fishy emails, if somebody signs into your account without asking, without basically being authorized to do so, that's unauthorized access. So the way that the 23andMe hack worked was something known as credential stuffing. Now, credential stuffing is not the most intricate of hacks. To best describe what a credential stuffing attack is, imagine, for instance, Nintendo gets hacked, right? All the information of Nintendo accounts get leaked out. That means emails, that means passwords, usernames. Now, somebody could take the email and the password from that Nintendo dataset and apply it all to Xbox, to Steam, to PlayStation, to, Intellivision, to really any video game company service out there. And if their logins match, because people often have the same emails and sometimes the same passwords, what could be used to log into Nintendo could be used to log into Xbox. Now, same thing with 23andMe. What 23andMe claims is because of another company getting attacked, having their data set leaked, their account information leaked out, some people took information from those leaks and put it into 23andMe and were signed in. Now, if you don't have things like two-factor authentication, well, people are going to go willy-nilly on your account anyway, so it's important to have that. But 23andMe also has like a DNA family tree feature, as we saw earlier, and that allowed what appears to be, one account having access to at least information or partial information of like 10, 15 other accounts. And all of that got amalgamated and put into this leak that got shared on the internet. So is your information hacked? Yeah, partially some of the information from 23andMe is gone, out floating around in the world. And if you look at the amount of payments that are going around, you can see that the price tags are interesting. Tailored ethnic groupings, individual data sets, pinpointed origin estimations, haplograph details, group details, phenotype information, photographs, links to hundreds of potential relatives. Man, I did not know how much information 23andMe was stuffing. You can buy 100 profiles for $1,000, 100,000 profiles for $100,000. Math doesn't really make any. Maybe you get the discount in buying bulk, I guess. Sure. On offer are DNA profiles of millions, ranging from the world's top business magnates to dynasties often whispered about in conspiracy theories. Now, I really feel like what's kind of appealing over here is this may also seem like a scam. I'm not even joking. Based on the data leak that I've seen, I feel like this is a scam that's catering to like actual conspiracy theorists who are trying to find like links between like, the Soroses and the Rothschilds to like a billion other like people out in the world. I feel like this is what it's catering to. The data leak did not seem very real to me. And anybody that's willing to pay $20,000 for what appears to be bullshit information, in my opinion, deserves to be fucking scammed. Okay, simple as that. That is that is just my personal belief. But looking into this entire situation, ladies and gentlemen, 23andMe, if they confirm that a small number of accounts have been leaked out and scraped, I believe them. All right, credential stuffing attacks happen, unfortunately, all the time. But I think the final part of this video is really me just like, I really just want to like re-stress why giving information to these companies is actually so dangerous. You know, if you did a 23andMe test, or really any test that's equivalent, you know, it might be novelty for you, like to figure out what your background is, like that's cool and all. But you have just given up your genetic information to a tech company that may or may not even get rid of it, who may or may not be sharing it around with some of their affiliates and whatnot too. Ladies and gentlemen, be very careful about your data. And also go with the understanding that when you sign up to websites, it doesn't matter if it's some rinky-dink fucking gaming forum or one of the biggest tech companies in the world. All information can be compromised. It doesn't matter who you are, it's just a matter of when it's going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure to use different goddamn passwords. Maybe use different emails. I know some services offer like fake email services, like proxy email services too. Maybe try investing in some of that shit, okay? Just don't use the same goddamn password between everything. Very simple. And use two-factor. But yeah, has 23andMe been hacked? Partially. Ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mutahar, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. I am out.